contest, they can't compete in the international contest for that same contest. So if they're competing in the club contest in international, they can't be the chief judge for the international contest at that club level. But if they're in another club and they want to compete for the international, they can do that. So, but they just can't be the chief judge at the same contest that they're competing at. They also cannot compete beyond the club level. So if you want to be the chief judge at area level, you cannot compete beyond the club level. And you cannot be a member of any club of a contestant above the division level. Starting at division, you cannot be a member of any club of a contestant. And you also conduct the briefings for the voting judges, the ballot counters, and the timers. And those are scripted. We do have scripts available. They are on the website, and I'll show you where to get those. The voting judges are the ones that will actually pick the winner. You are not evaluating the judges. You actually get to pick the winner. And you do not judge by your club's norms. Don't give the advantage to the underdog or the otherwise challenged. You judge based on that particular performance or that particular speech. You need to remain anonymous as much as possible. Do not shout out that you're a judge. Don't sit next to a contestant. Don't make it noticeable that you're a judge. And yes, sometimes in physical locations, we say raise your ballot when you're done, but sometimes you can put it over to the side and the ballot counters can pick it up that way. And you cannot also, as a voting judge, you cannot be a member of a club of a contest or of a contestant. And you select the first, second, and third place winners. Now, the tie-breaking judge is really anonymous because not even the voting judges knows who the tie-breaking judge is. They cannot compete in the same contest as all the other judges. They cannot compete beyond the club level. They cannot be a member of any club of a contestant, and they have to rank all of the contestants. They judge, again, they also judge the contestants. They pick the winner, and they don't judge according to their club's norms either. And they give their ballot to the chief judge only. They do not give, the ballot counters do not pick up the timers sheet or the tiebreaker judges. It's only the chief judge that gets those two documents. So if the ballot counters try and get those, chief judge, you need to make sure that no, they don't. For qualification for a judge, and this is even for the chief judge as well, at a club contest, you just need to be a paid member. That's it. At the area, division, and district levels, you have to be a paid member for at least 6 months, and you have to have completed a minimum of the 6 projects in the communication or earned certificates in the completions of levels 1 and 2 of any path in the Toastmasters Pathways learning experience. Now, only the members who were Toastmasters before the rollout in our region can apply the speeches for the competent communication. So if you were let's see, I think the rollout in our area was in 2020. So no, not 2020, 2018. So if you were a member before 2018, you can use those 6 speeches from 2016, 2017, and beyond that, or earlier than that. But if you joined after 2018, you have to use your pathways. And then also you have to be physically present. And for the virtual or online, you actually have to attend virtually. You have to be at the contest. For the international speech, region, quarterfinals, semifinals, and the world championship, again, you have to be a member, paid member for a minimum of 6 months. You also have to have at least the Toastmaster Bronze, Advanced Toastmaster Bronze, or the Advanced Communicator Bronze, or completed at least one path in the Pathways experience. And you have to have had to judged at a previous contest at an area division, district, or semifinal level. Now, for our contest this year, it is the International and Evaluation. Now, this is part of the evaluation judges ballot. As you can see, we have the categories for the judging. You judge on the analytical quality, the recommendations, the technique, and the summation of the evaluator, not necessarily of the speaker. The test speaker is the test speaker. The evaluators are evaluating the test speaker. You're judging the evaluation. So you need to make sure that how does the evaluator evaluate the speaker? You know, do they have a good analytical quality? You know, are they clear? Are they focused on that? Do they give good, positive, specific, helpful recommendations? What are their techniques? Are they sympathetic? Are they sincere? Are they motivational? Or are they critical? Or are they harsh on the speaker? And then the summation, do they sum it up correctly? Do they really, you know, make it encouraging for them? Do they sum it up and just say, you know, briefly, here's why I recommend? And then you can judge with the points. Some people do, some people don't. But on the back of the ballot is also the criteria. So I would recommend also reading this. You can also get the ballot from the Toastmasters.org website. So if you want to go over this before the contest, you can do that. The Judges Code of Ethics is also on the back. You will need to sign that and give that to the Chief Judge before the contest. We also have the Judges Ballot, which is the bottom of the ballot. You will put the name of the contestant that you put in first place, second place, and third place if there is enough. I believe if there's only three people, you only put the first and second. I think if there's more than 4 people is when you put in the first, second, and third. So, and then of course, if there's only one person competing, they're only competing for the time. They need just to make sure that they do it in their time limit. But that is the evaluation contest ballot. And then the tiebreaker, of course, if you notice all across, they do have space for all of them. The top part is the exact same thing for the judges. They also have the judges ballot down at the bottom. Now you see they have places for everything from first place to 10th place. So they have to put in all of the contestants' name and what place that they put them in. Now, the tiebreaker judges ballot will only come into play if there is a tie between any of the speakers. Now, not necessarily a tie between the judge. If the judge has a tie, the judge themselves break their own ties. But let's say if I'm competing and let's say Judge A gives me first place, and which is worth 3 points. Judge B gives me second place, which is 2 points. And then Judge C gives me third place, which is 1. So that's essentially a total of 6 points. but then, let's see. Well, no, okay. That really won't work right. So because it would be a total of all 6, or all 3 judges. But anyway, okay, well then, okay, then that would be, if I had 6 and then contestant B had, let's say 2, 2, and 2, or let's say they had also 6, we'll just say 6 as well. So then the tiebreakers judge ballot would come out, and depending upon whoever is higher on the tiebreakers judge's ballot would be the one who was in that particular place. So if I had 6 points and contestant B had 6 points, if contestant B was in first place, contestant B would be the first place contestant, and I would be the second place contestant. So that's how the tiebreakers judge would be. The tiebreaker ballot would come into play. And that would only come into play if there is a tie for that particular place. If there is multiple ties in that particular area for different places, that's when the tiebreakers the ballot would come into play for those different ones. For the international speech contest, this is also the ballot for that. And as you can see, there is a little bit more information on there. You have 50 points available for the content, 30 points available for the delivery, and then 20 points for the language. So again, it's just more or less, how did they develop their speech? Is it understandable? Is there structure? Is there organization there? What about their value, the logic? Is it the original thought? Physical appearance, their body language. Are they using the speaking area very well? Are they talking to camera? Are they looking off? Are they looking to using their notes or whatever? Their voice, is it all monotone? Are they just staying there and just being so sad and so soft-spoken? So just some of those things. Their mannerisms, their appropriateness, their correctness, all of that language comes into play. Then again, for the regular judges or the voting judges, they have the points as well, and they first, second, and third place. Then the tiebreakers, the judging criteria is also on the back as well, and it also does tell you essentially how to judge that particular area. Again, I would suggest looking at this, especially if you are a judge, to look at this and really think about what it says. For instance, for the speech value, it says the speaker has a responsibility to say something meaningful. So, okay, well, what's meaningful? What is meaningful to you? What's original? Make sure if they say something that is not their original words, if they're quoting a quote or song or something that is not their original work, that they credit that to that original person, because that is grounds for dismissal or grounds for oh goodness, now I forgot. It's been a while since I've done this, for protest. So make sure that make sure you listen, and especially if it's a song, and even if it's just one line of a song of the Amazing Grace or whatever, if they don't say that old hymnal or that old hymn by, if they don't even remember who it's by, it's I have even forgotten who Amazing Grace is by. But if they don't say that old hymn, Amazing Grace, for you to know that that is not their own personal work, then that is grounds for protest. and only the judges and the contestants can lodge the protest. So make sure that you're listening for originality and also for anything else too. And the tiebreaker judge as well has the same part as the first part you do. Again, they place all of the contestants and whatever rank that they want to have them. The duties of their chief judge with our golden lady. They are the ones who select the judges. They select fair, impartial, qualified judges and competent officials. They certify their eligibility to serve. They train the judges on how to choose a winner without evaluating the speakers. They use the judge's guide and ballot, and then they observe, immediately addresses any occurrences which can compromise the integrity of the contest and accuracy of the results. If there is a protest, it needs to be done before the announcement of the winners, because once the winners are announced, that's it. There is no protest after that. They have to be done. It has to be done before that. Now, the only time that they can be disqualified after a contest is if at the previous or at the next level they find that they were ineligible at a previous level. Then they can be disqualified before that contest starts. So they can be disqualified for ineligibility. Either their club is not in good standing, or they have not paid their dues, or they're not in good standing, or they haven't completed their speeches, or whatever elements that they have not been able to compete or complete before the judge or before the contest. Okay, I need a new computer. Okay, chief judge. Okay, how they roll. The chief judge oversees and coaches the team. You delegate the management. You go out and you recruit your judges. Go out to do club visits, do meetings, trainings, contests. Go visit other clubs. You know, as Lark says, go visit the world clubs. Bring in the world to your clubs. Say, hey, you know, go out to London or to other districts and regions here in the United States and say, hey, we're having a contest on such and such day. Would you come and judge our contestants? And you show trust and confidence, and you give your judges feedback, encouragement, and ask for understanding. Make sure that they understand everything. And your checklist, and do this before, it says before the contest season. Of course, we already know it has started. You attend the contest chair meetings, which if your contest chair has already been appointed, go ahead and start those. You go ahead and attend other contests, observe how they do that. When you're recruited or appointed as a chief judge, know the rules. Study the rule book. It changes every year, so don't study last year's rule book. Study this year's rule book. And in this year's rule book, in every rule book that they publish, the rules that change have a black diamond beside them. So when you flip through it, make sure that you look for that black diamond and make sure you understand what changes have been made to that particular rule. Then you get to go ahead to be prepared to inform or to speak up. Prepare your scripts, your packets, your folders, the timers equipment, appoint your judges, your ballot counters, your timers, and of course your tiebreaker judge is only known to you. Then you review your checklist, and I can also show you where your checklist is at on TMD 55, and you plan your communications. With the virtual world or the virtual contest, when for the ballot counting or for the ballots to get the ballots, there are some people last year who had them email them or take a picture with their smartphone and text it to them. There were some that did private chats. There were some, the majority of them did it by email and or by text. So, and you would also want to get more than what the minimum judges are, because right now I think for the club, I believe you have to have five judges. At the area, it's also 5, and then division, you have to have a equal representation of the clubs and or the areas. And again, you need to make sure that you have an equal representation of the areas, but make sure that your judges are not a member of any of the clubs. So this is when it comes into play when you're a member of multiple clubs like I am. And I have the clubs that I am a member of happen to be in 2 different areas. Thankfully, they're in the same division, but they're in 2 different areas. So make sure that your judges know, even if they're in a different area, they cannot be a judge if they are a member of a contestant that is a member of their club in any area. The rule book is your Bible. This has the eligibility for the contestants, the judges, and the clubs, has the general procedures, timings, disqualifications, protests, etc. It has everything in the rule book, and it is updated annually. Like I told you before, the changes are denoted by the black diamond bullet. You recycle, discard any of the previous versions that you have in your possession. Do not go by those. And come on, there. Your contest chairs, essentially, they choose everything else. They do the contest Toastmaster, the publicity, and the budget chairs. They choose the venue and the theme. They can also coordinate with the the chief judge. They also certify the contestants. They also collect and prepare the documents for the to be forwarded to the next contest level. And they also observe and make sure that they immediately address the errors which can compromise the integrity of the contest and accuracy of the results. And they also have a checklist as well. And there is also a planning document that is on TMD 55 that Jerry Barrett so gloriously worked up for us. And it is excellent at telling you essentially when to have certain things done by. So and it gives you essentially a 6-week timeline. So you put in the date of your contest and it'll tell you by what date. So something that has to have happened, or for it to be completed by, for you to have your contest essentially planned and less stress. For the contest chair, they need to make sure that it's added to the planning calendar, to review the checklist, to recruit their team and co-chairs. to plan the budget. Now, District 55 does not have a budget for the club contest, I believe, or even the area contest. I do think they do have for the division and districts. Now, they do have the trophies for the area, division, and district contest, not the club. The club can provide their own, or they can just use the certificates. And then the chair also plans the training, logistics, and communications as well. Here is what I was telling you about, the planning document that was developed by Jerry Barrett. And it's a schedule, it's sorted by start date, and it will tell you essentially who is also responsible for that particular task. So the selected contest chair and for the club contest is the VPE. The budget approval from the club officers is the contest chair's responsibility. And then you'll go on and you'll see who needs to do what. And it does have, if you look down at the bottom, you'll see the task, materials, people roles, scope, the contest chair briefing, and it has a bunch of other helpful items in this schedule. One more thing. People who need people. Area and division directors, you are urged to recruit contest chairs. Do support the contest chairs as they create and coach the co-chairs. Budget chair, get donations. Please go out to HEB, go out to the stores in your local area, get donations, get people to donate prizes or to donate area, to donate a venue, to donate refreshments, anything, because anything that you can do to help improve your contest, to get people in, that is also a good recruiting for your membership as well. Get your communications chair, get that contest publicized, get it going out there to get people involved and to get the awareness out there, because there are a lot of people who still do not know about Toastmasters. And this is an excellent time to get them to come in to see a contest, to see Toastmasters in action. But there are just believe me, being an area and division director, and I also did chair my own contests, believe me, you do need a contest chair. Don't chair your own contest. I was told not to. I couldn't get contest chairs, so I chaired them myself, and I know why now. So believe me, there are plenty of resources available for our contest chairs and our chief judges. There is Zoom training. Jean, okay, help me, Kathy.
Jean Ramsey.
Yes, thank you. Jean Ramsey does have, she does excellent Zoom trainings. She has done them last year, and I believe she's also doing them this year for contestants and for the contest officials as well, that she will help you make sure that your lighting is correct, that your visuals are correct, and how to explain how to do Zoom essentially, and how it looks for somebody else. Because unless you have something else where you can see yourself, you don't necessarily see what somebody else sees in Zoom. So it's helpful to either have maybe another device logged into Zoom as well, for you to see what everybody else is seeing as in Zoom, or for you to have, for you to be able to know where the timer light is as well. And so that is also available to you. We do have virtual contest scripts. There are of course, club meetings online, and then there's the event evaluation and feedback as well. Make sure that your clubs also know how they can improve their skills by being involved in the club contest. Being a club contest chair helps improve leadership skills, improve time management, organization. Same thing with chief judge. You know, you get your team membership, you get your team leadership, organizing. All of this helps your leadership skills. So if people are saying, no, I don't want, you know, believe me, if you say contest, some people will think, no, I don't want to do a contest. No. You're going to ask me to compete? No. That's okay. They don't have to compete, but they can be a ballot counter. They can be a timer. They can be a judge. They can be a chief judge. Look at all of the other things that they can do. They can be help with refreshments. They can set up the refreshments. They can be the sergeant at arms. They can be at the registration table. They can give the tickets out for the raffle drawings, for the prizes that you maybe have been able to get donated, or any of those things. So there are other things or other roles available in contests besides the competing. Believe me, I do not want to compete in a contest. I said I will never compete. So far, I've competed in one because one special person has twisted my arm to compete in a table topics contest. And that was several years ago. And it did not go anywhere. So, but again, here on TMD 55, you do have your planning guides, your scripts, the district contacts, and also forms. Let me stop that for now, and let me share my other screen here, which has the resources. Now, these are the resources for on TMD 55. If you go to TMD 55 and then over to events and contests, you will land at this page. And here on this page, you will have what contests are being held. You will have what the club contests must be completed by February 7th. So if your clubs have not started having their contests yet, I would start suggesting that they start having them now. The area contest must be completed by March 20th. Division contest must be completed by May 1st. The division evaluation contest will be held May 21st at 7:30 p.m. via Zoom. And the international speech contest will be held May 29th at 3 p.m. via Zoom. Again, all contests are virtual this year. They will be held virtually, and all contests must be completed at least 2 weeks prior to the next level contest. So if your club contest is scheduled for February 2nd, but your area contest is scheduled for February 14th, for February 14th, you need to make sure that your club contest is done by February 2nd, because you have to have it done 2 weeks prior. Actually, no, February 1st, because 14th is, you have to have it, January 30th. You'd have to have it done by January 31st. So, because you have to have it done 2 weeks prior. So make sure you know when your area contest is, when your division contest is. And then you need to make sure that your club contest is at least 2 weeks, is done 2 weeks prior to your area contest. Then you have, over on the right-hand side, you have the contest resources. You have the resources for the contest organizers. You have your planning documents, which has the spreadsheet that I was showing you. It has the schedule page, what materials to bring, how to chair a contest, how to be a chief judge, put it on a good show. This is also a handbook that is available from Toastmasters International. It has the dignitary list for this year and the introduction protocol. If you kind of noticed on Ernest's introduction, there was one thing he forgot. Who knows what he forgot today in his introductions of the dignitaries? Does anybody know what he forgot? He didn't recognize Distinguished Toastmaster. He did not say Kathy Moore, Distinguished Toastmaster, Program Quality Director. He did not say Lark Doley, Distinguished Toastmaster, past international president. So he forgot the Distinguished Toastmaster. He even on Doug Kelly or any of the other dignitaries that he introduced that were Distinguished Toastmasters. He did not do that. And then, of course, here's the documents and files for the virtual contests. And then here's your scripts, your contests. Yes, ma'am.
I'm putting in chat right now, and I made a point when updating the scripts to virtual. Start with the virtual contest guidelines that Jean wrote and we updated for this year. That's your overall guide. And
Okay.
then look at the scripts and the briefing.
Okay. And that one was on this page, right?
At the very bottom.
And
yeah.
So the contest guidelines. So make sure you look at that one first, read that one first, and then you could go over to your scripts. And here's your presiding officer script. And then here's all of your other scripts for international and evaluation, your contest share, and your chief judge script, your contest winner, printable squares for the drawing order. Now for the drawing order, what I did for the contest that I chaired last year, or that I was the chief judge for last year, is I had cards, and I had essentially, I tilted my camera down and I asked each of the contestants to pick a card, and whichever card they picked, when I flipped it over, that was their number that they were, the order that they were in. So you could do it that way. You could have them guess a number or chat a number, just like with what Kathy and Jason did today. And here's your forms, your contest agenda, your letter to the protective or prospective judge if you needed to, instead of asking them verbally, if you wanted to email them or to snail mail them. And then also your contest training. And I don't know if Kathy, did you start recording this, Kathy, or did you forget?
Did, and I forgot to let everybody know. I missed the little beginning because I always seem to forget to record, but we do have it started fairly close to the beginning.
Okay, so this will also be posted. I don't like to actually review or see me being recorded. It's like we are always our worst critics, aren't we? But we do have training resources available that you can always go back and see more things. And then, of course, also at Toastmasters International, you do have the contest rule book, and you have other resources available at Toastmasters International. So please make sure that you have your available resources. Make sure that you have your available resources. And let me see, let's go, okay. And there are plenty. You do have a lot of resources. You have not only the websites, but you have your district, you have your division, you have your area, you have your others, the your other clubs, your other leaders. You have a lot of other people who have already done contests. They're just ask. And I'm sure there are plenty of people that are going to be available to answer questions and to be able to help you. Are there any questions so far?
Looks like Donna just put something in chat that says, I'm a contest chair for Big T. Our contest is February 2nd, 1 p.m. Please give me your email if you are interested in being a judge, and I'll be happy to judge yours. I do want to make a point. There's a couple of things that are brand new this year, and one of them is not in the rule book. I have been working with TI. They said they were going to add it. This year, they added in Protocol 9, which is not part of the contest rulebook. It's part of running for district office, that if you are running for an elected position, which means me, anybody running for program quality or club growth, or anybody running for division director, you are not allowed to officiate at any contest, not even your own club contest. I do not know why TI came up with this rule. I've been told that they want people who are running for office to focus on that. Well, we're one of the biggest sources of helpers for contests, so don't ask me to help. I'm not allowed. So that's one thing. And the other thing that is updated with yellow highlight in the online script this year for the first time, when it gets time to call the contestants up to the stage, the Toastmaster actually returns control to the contest chair who calls up the contestants. And then the contest chair returns control right before the interviews. That is a new rule as well, but it is documented in the briefing section and in the scripts. So if you have any questions, they are available on the scripts, but let us know. We're happy to answer questions. And it does require sometimes going back to TI to find out what's going on. So thanks for being here.
Kathy,
Yes, ma'am.
you can't, obviously, from what the new rules are, be an officer, a contest person to help as part of the contest. However, you guys can still offer a lot of advice and help when we ask questions.
And it's only the elected officials, people that are
Right,
running for
right,
elected office.
right.
If you're going to be a chair, if you're going to be PRM, it's fair game.
Yeah, the ones that are running for division director and are not able to compete at or to be an official at any level.
So if you ask someone, please be sure to check with them first and say, are you running for an elected office next year or at the end of this year? Because if they say yes, then don't ask.
Yeah. And then we have another question saying area director can be chief judge if they are not a member of a club of any contestant within that area.
And not running for division director.
Exactly. So you need to make sure that you're not a member of any club that has a contestant and that you're not running for district office. Any other questions?
The current division directors, for the most part, to my knowledge, are not running for an elected position. So you might want to hit them up while you got a chance.
All right, well, moving on. We've got a little bit of trivia going on here. And the first question is, name the types of judges.
Okay. Can anybody do that?
Yeah. Type it in or shout it out. Or
The chief judge, the regular judges who judge the contestants, and the tie-breaking judge.
correct. Our next question, what are the qualifications of the judges?
Peter, you know the answer to this question.
I do too, but you don't want me talking all the time.
Donna has her hand up.
6-month member and paid membership.
Peter said, be impartial, be objective. Well, that's not necessarily a qualification. I mean, that's what they're supposed to do, but that's not necessarily a qualification.
They should have finished 2 levels in pathways, correct? Unless they're qualified to count. Well, I guess that's
Yeah, if they were a member of Toastmasters before the rollout of pathways in our region, then they can also use the Confident Communicator. And then there's one more.
well with the new rule. They can't be running for a paid office. I mean, a paid. Wish it was paid.
Yeah,
An elected office.
well, that's a new one that's not in here, but I have said this one many times too.
Who knows it?
Another qualification.
Mhm.
They can't be a member of a club where a contestant is from.
Correct.
Man, what do
Oh,
I
is that it? Oh, okay.
Yep. They have to be a paid member
Uh-huh.
of at least, or for a club, they just need to be a paid member, period. For the for area and above, they have to be a paid member for at least 6 months.
Mhm.
Also have completed 6 speech projects or a level 1 and 2. And they cannot be a member of any club of a contestant.
Okay.
Next question. Where are the resources located?
Well, you kind of gave it away.
Well, it's TMD 55, but also Toastmasters.org. I mean, Toastmasters organization, yeah.
Events,
Mhm.
contest.
Or phone a friend.
Phone a friend is a good one, yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of those.
there's one other one before phone a friend.
Oh, the leadership booklet that comes out every month has some resources in it. I don't know if that's it.
It's the rule book.
Oh,
The
yeah.
rule- oh,
The
oh, that's the most obvious one.
Yeah. That's the one I was going for. And I just realized I have a misspelling on this slide. And nobody's told me about it. Oh, well. And that is our ending today. Does anybody else have any questions for today?
When you advertise for contests, do you not worry about putting the, worry about someone misbehaving in your contest, in a virtual realm? Do you just throw the address to the Zoom meeting out there to the world, or?
So that's one of the new assignments we gave when I updated, and special shout out to Blanche Poppy. Lupe, I've already told her, but tell her I said it again on this
Okay.
call because she reread everything that I updated because details are not my thing. But what we did was we assigned one of the sergeant of arms the job of assistant, chat master assistant to the Zoom master, but it's the Zoom master's job to make sure that disruptors are gone. In fact, we had a situation on the secretary call just a while ago. I was emailing with them trying to make sure somebody went into that session and the person wouldn't mute, and the trainer kept saying, "Can you please mute yourself?" so yes, it is very important in online meetings that it's a great thing to put up at the beginning. I think you heard Ernest talk about it in the main session, and I like when they put it in writing as well, the rules of this meeting. And one of them is when you come in, mute yourself.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that's really important, Donna. That's a great question. There are some differences with online contests. I love online training. I'm not crazy about online contests. I'm not sure how y'all feel about it, but we did not have a choice. TI said all contests will be virtual this year, and that's what we have to go by.
And I think that makes sense because when they go to district and all of that, all of those things will be virtual. So people need to be ready and be able to know what the downfalls are going to be before they get to that.
Yeah.
This is so different.
So
Hopefully next year it'll be in person.
That'll be nice.
providing Zoom accounts or Zoom links for the division contest if they want them. And of course we do for the district contest, but the area contest and the club contest are on your own. So be sure that you have a reliable Zoom link and you have a reliable, I would have two. Like we had today, I think we had 4 people that were Zoom competent, and make sure that they go to, if they haven't already been through it, go to Jean's training that Pebby talked about for Zoom Master. She's already done it once and it's been recorded, and the people that have gone to it have emailed me and said that was a fantastic training because she knows Zoom. Jean and Wendy Lord know Zoom like nobody else knows it in our district. So
That's good.
very good at it. Harlan Blumenthal is very good at it. So if you have questions, reach out to one of those. But Jean is our district Zoom master, a role we never had before this year.
Or less.
So I've got 54 minutes and 25 seconds. So if you're, I can't even remember which class I am managing after this, but if you're in that class, I'll pull it up and let you know. Then you stay in this room. If not, let me know if you need your other Zoom. Oh, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not managing. I think somebody else is in charge. Awesome. I may go to another class then. I forgot. Usually I do 2, but I don't have 2 this time. Does anybody need their link where they're going or have questions about that? Thanks for being a great audience, by the way. And thank you so much, Pebby.
Do you know what other sessions are planned for the rest of